Okay, hey guys, Anime West Reacts here is going to be a review or reaction to Trinity 7, chapter 116. Yeah, 116. So we start the chapter off at the island where Sora and them are. So we ended last chapter off with this Trinity calling the Arbiters when they tried to contact the Heavenly Realm. And so they got a message from Dis. Apparently he is right above the island, or right on the battlefield, I guess. So we got Radix holding him up in the air pretty much, and he's just smiling, and so it says meeting the Demon Lord Dis. So we got Kasha's mom saying anyway. Her Dis says anyway we will be cooperating with you. Kasha's mom says, "What are you plotting, Senpai?" And then he's kind of taken aback or confused. And then Radix says, "Perhaps it's because Dis-sama was the former Pride Arbiter." And so then he's like, "I see, Senpai. That sounds nice. Makes me kind of happy." And so Kasha's mom's like, "Tch." And Dis says that he simply wanted to help the current Demon Lord Arda-kun as the former Great Demon Lord. And so Kasha's mom looks kind of surprised about that, and then she says, "Putting your parental feelings aside, is there any guarantee that you won't fall onto the side of the goddess? Isn't a Demon Lord's mission to help the goddess corrode the world?" Dis says, "It's true that when the time comes to face the goddess of abysmal darkness, things will get dangerous." And then Akasha's mom says, "And we do not need your assistance even without your strength." She starts to say that, and then she gets cut off by one of the others saying, in the case that we have no support from the Great Demon Lord, the chances of beating the Nornell Giants is 0%. So yeah. And then Kasha's mom looks over annoyed, but just Shadow and is just kind of got her fan up, hiding her mouth. So Kasha's mom says, I guess we can't do this without a few sacrifices. At the very least, until the three candidates attain their power, we need to stall for time." So someone says, "And I guess I'll be helping you guys out." Which is, yeah. Dis says that, and then Kasha's mom says, "We won't observe your every action, just don't get in the way or we'll exterminate you." And he says, "Got it, then to my adorable Kohai, I'll give you a little present." A nice little present, and then see all these creatures swarming everywhere now. From the sea, the land, the sky. And then Dis says, I'll be counting on you." And then there's this vortex that's appearing. So yeah, I guess he used some magic, because you see this dark vortex appears in the battlefield, and someone says "Roger that," and there's a huge dark orb that's just appeared, and Rabina is standing on top of it saying, "Let the funeral begin." And so yeah, then this tentacle things shoot out of this orb and start grabbing these creatures and dragging them into it. So yeah. Then yeah. Ilya's like, "What the?" Aren says, "Is that Rubin?" And then Sora says that old man master is there too. And the translator note says that she's referring to Dis, but they're not sure how to formulate this better. Aren then says, "The first wave of the one who builds on absolute nothingness, the desire of destruction, Velzan seems to have concluded." So yeah, everything got annihilated. And Sora says, "Does that mean the second stage will begin?" So there's like a lightning noise, or see like lightning or something, and then a bunch of these black creatures start falling into the water. Or I guess they're like appearing from the water, maybe. So yeah, there's like an army of them rushing towards everyone, and then we got another member of the branch. I don't remember all their names. It's like the knight-looking one. He says Admus Crasher, and it's like starts destroying them. The lion guy is here, laughing, saying it's been a while since seeing such large numbers. And he says, "My troops trample the enemy that lies before you." And so yeah, they immediately rush into battle, and then Wolf guy is there saying, "Let's all prove our strengths." The tree one's like, "Right here, right now." And so yeah, all the Malbranch are like going at it with these creatures. This dragon's appearing. And then Farfarella shows up saying, "Yari, I thought he's been released, but it's just his troops." And so Ilya's like, "Amazing, a split moment. In a split moment, all of the goddesses kin." And forgot her name. Hohenheim won. Says, "I'll strengthen the barrier while we can still fight." And so yeah, says we need to prepare for what comes after, or comes next after all. So yeah, this is like wave 1 of 3, I think. So it's like first stage basically. And then Ilya says, "Oh, those are sage stones," because she like drops a bunch of these, or she either drops a bunch of these or like creates a bunch of these stones around them. Ilya's like, sage stones and so many of them. And then Hohenheim lady, I can't remember her name, says each stone carries a high amount of macros that can automatically deploy on its own will. With this many will be fine for a bit. And then Aaron says, "Thanks a lot," or "It helps a lot, thanks." And then yeah, she's like, No, it thrills me to think I'll be able to have participated in a battle that'll become legendary. Meglione is like, "Wait, aren't we lacking numbers?" Because she's like behind them fighting too. And then she's like, "Where are Aberratia and Graphia? They're no-showers, they're a sabotage team." Someone says those two have their own duties to fulfill. It's Dis, and he says, "Well then, Velzan is about to descend upon us with his third wave. This former great demon lord isn't just nice enough to wait for you to reach that point." So yeah, you immediately cast the magic. We see like a bunch of these rings that like appear, like look like the chrono calculation. Yeah, chrono catastrophe. This is what the founder of their archive says. Then he says, "Dis Sama, we've successfully connected to the gods from the imaginary dimensions." Dis says, "Thanks for your hard work, everyone." And he says, "Come forth, Dante's cross." So he summons this giant metal cross thing and says that, he starts like chanting, I guess, says, "That of which tears thine earth, the demon god of splendor." You see like the chains break when he does that. And he says, "That which burns thy presence, the demon god of darkness. And that which ruins thine kings, the demon god of mercy." So, splendor, darkness, and mercy. And he says, "Let's go." Points his finger, and there's like a huge blast that shoots out of this like coffin thing. And like hits. He says, yeah, Dante's cross, it hits Velzand. Just eviscerates him pretty much, so Velzand's done. And so Sora says, demon god suicide attack. It truly is the ultimate attack meant to ruin gods and great demon lords. And then Arn says, look. You see that Belzant is gone. So yeah, back with the Arbiters says, we've confirmed the extermination of one pillar of the Norno Giants, the one who builds upon absolute nothingness. Sire of Destruction, Belzant. So yeah, that attack just completely eradicated it. So yeah, and then Akasha's mom was like, don't tell me, he took down one of the pillars of God. Pillars of the gods. And yeah, Shadow Girl says, that Norno Giant had yet to completely reach its idea frame. Therefore, if we were to attack one of the three pillars now, extermination is possible. All according to my research results. Then yeah, that Bar, I think is her name, said, who the hell did that kind of research? And then Lieber says, I bet it's that person. Anyway, that guy really can eat. And Ares says there are only two pillars of the Norno Giants, Belzant's elimination and the Companion's weakening. And Farce, or not Far, but Murasame, I think is their name, says, hey Arbiters, can't we just defeat the goddess right now? And then Akasha's mom says, this all feels like it's playing into Master Biblia and the Great Demon Lord's hands, so I can't feel particularly joyful, but from here forth the Heaven Realm shall give their all in exterminating the remaining two pillars of Norno Giants. All hands head over to the Anti-God Barrier Twilight Library now. So then we go back to Arta and Ceres, and then she has like a reaction where she just falls to her knees. Arta asks her what's wrong, and then she says, this isn't right, this isn't right, not right at all. Arta says, is this the pattern when a pillar of the Norno Giants gets defeated? She is kind of shocked that he knows that. And Arta smiles at her and looks at her and kind of does like a somberish expression that Hidri has seen this world get destroyed repeatedly. After all, one of those patterns was when Belzant was swiftly defeated. Is there this current situation in any, Ceres asks if there's this current situation in any of Hidri's multiple memories of destruction. Arta says, yeah, though there's not a lot of them, it seems to have happened a number of times. And then Ceres is like, what's going on? I've transcended even time and dimensions, but even I don't recognize the sensation. How does this Magus named Kasagahidri go through this over and over again? Something's off. There's definitely something off with this great demon lord and those surrounding him. So it's just like, Ceres is like, something's wrong with them. They're not normal. But yeah, Mr. Panel says, last crest, that's just normal magic. Then Arta sits down and says, well, even then it seems like we couldn't defeat the goddess of abysmal darkness. Rather than, or he gets closer to her, says, rather than that, are you feeling okay? Ceres, and then she blushes and gets kind of flustered and says, even though I'm the goddess of abysmal darkness, are you sure you should be nice to me? Which Archer replies, of course it's okay, there's a girl who seems to be suffering right in front of me, even if I'm the most, and then she says, even if I'm the most evil goddess who will destroy you all. Then Archer replies, even if you're the most evil or a goddess right now, the Ceres in front of me is the Ceres I hold dear. And then she's like, what? And then she's like, oh no, I'm getting swayed by this body's owner again. And then she's like, but I see, even if you were to experience ruin multiple times, you can't destroy a trap of God. A trap of a god. So then, yeah, she's like smiling as she thinks that, and then we see Arta, and she's thinking, there's no problem, even if all the normal giants were to be defeated, the trap of a god will surely activate. That's because it's similar to a Magus karma. So yeah, even if you defeat the 3 giants, there's another thing after that, I guess. So Sarah says, I'm fine now, Arta. Rather than that, when you tell me Hydri's memories, why is there no next time? And then Arta like crosses his arms and kind of like makes a thinking face and says, I'll put my guard up around you. Or Cyrus, I guess, says, I'll put my guard up around you guys. In other words, I'll no longer let only her survive and repeat her cycle again. Arta says, I see, I mean, of course you, And he says, well, I'll just have to give it my all. And then Cyrus repeats, saying, give it your all. And then he says, that's right, upon basing everything off Hydri's memory, I will give it my all. Up until now, there wasn't any purpose for me inheriting her memories. And Cyrus says, early, at any rate, this great demon lord Arta is the key for this fight. And Cyrus gets up, says, let's soon part ways pretty much, or split ways, she says, Arta. And he's like, yeah, I agree. And then Sarah says, once you leave here, use Hydri's memory as your base and come oppose me. I will use this consciousness and soul as a base for me to truly revive as a goddess. And so Sarah says, let's make a bet. You have like him with his with a hand behind his back holding her hand, kind of like a princess and a knight or a butler kind of deal. And Sarah says, if you can make me fall under your rule, you win. If I rule everything, I'll make everything into one and take it all. And Arta says, sounds good. And he says, I'll show you how you'll fall under my rule too, Saris. And then she says, no. Or he says, no, Arion Celestial. And then she says, it's promise, Kasuga Arta, and then you see some like mark appear on her hand. Sorry. So yeah, they made a bet / promise. So yeah, the mark appears on both their hands. Arta says, reconnecting Superbia archive. Then you see like a blast or like a noise. And then yeah, so like the entire town that got revived, and then like parting ways, Arta says, see ya. And then she says, or Celis says, or Saris or Celis, whichever one says, see you at the final battle. So yeah, they like part ways, and then got Hydri behind them. And then he says, let's go together. And then she says, yes, Artisan. And so they appear outside the school. And then he's like, seems like we made it back. Hydri says, yes, this is our world. So yeah, they arrive back in their world, in front of the school. When the doors open to Lilith. Yeah, Lilith opens the doors and she starts crying, saying Arta, and he's like, I'm back, Lilith. She says, yeah, and then welcome back, and it says Arta returns. So yeah, pretty good chapter. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment on the video, subscribe for more anime reaction reviews and more reviews. Check out the links down below to my Twitter, Twitch, and Discord, and yeah, see y'all next time. So yeah, later.